Well, I'm nervous. Not being too bothered about what was going to happen. Well, I guess in the World Cup generally, as it's gone on and on and on, I've become considerably more bothered. And now we find ourselves here, about to play a very, very good France team. And it's got to me. The nerves have definitely got to me on this one. Now it means something. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to go through the lineups in just a second. I don't know them as yet. I don't know the lineups. I haven't got a clue at all. Um, so we're going to have a look at those together. Then we're going to have a little, we'll be nervous together, a little bit of discussion about what we think is going to happen. We've, of course, got our bet where hopefully if we get the bet right, some lucky person in the chat here is going to win some money. Then we'll have some score predictions, just a little bit of a chinwag. And hopefully we can G each other up. But before I get started, I really am nervous about this. I can see lots of people joining in the chat. Are you guys nervous? Walshy, I see you in the chat there, mate. Are you nervous at all? We got Dangerous Sod who thinks we should be very, very cautious about Griezmann. He's just one of many. Right. Let's have a little look. What I'm gonna do is I'm going before I inaccurately place a bet, I'm gonna have a little look at the team. I've managed to avoid it. So here we go. So you're literally getting my instant reaction to the team here. It's right. We've got Jordan Pickford in goal. Kyle Walker at right back. There really is no surprise there at all. Stones, Maguire, and Luke Shaw make up the back line. He's gone for Henderson. He has gone for Jordan Henderson. Okay. Well, I did say when we did myself and Gio did our preview, I did say I would totally understand it if he went for Henderson again. I wasn't going to be critical of it. I wouldn't have chosen that myself, but I do understand why he's gone for that. And you know what? There's nothing we can do about it at this point. He's picked Jordan Henderson in there. I think we understand his reasons why. The only thing is, do we think it's the right thing or the wrong thing? West Ham's own Declan Rice is in central midfield, and who I think's been England's player of the tournament so far is Jude Bellingham. Going to be a big player for us today. He really is. The front line is completed by Saka, Kane, and Foden. Okay, I'm pleased to see those three in there. Once we've accepted that Jordan Henderson's in the team, which I absolutely have, that would be the three that I selected. As I said, if I had my way, I'd probably play Phil Foden as a number 10 in this game, and then what I'd probably do would be to bring in Rashford or something like that. But I'm pleased he's gone with Foden. Please, I don't know why there was some rumor that started up today that Kane wasn't fit. I didn't believe it. I just think there's just a bit of naughtiness and a bit of skullduggerous activity going on. I'll read the France team in just a second. Now, even though I haven't read the France team, I'm guessing by Richie's post there that Mbappe's playing. So, yeah, I think we're all sort of hoping to see more Mbappe against Kyle Walker rather than Mbappe against Maguire, Richie. Okay, this is interesting. So Andy's confident. He's going for a 3-2 win. I'm really pleased about that, Andy. I think I'm needed to lean on you guys really to not to G me up for it. I think I'm too G'd up for this game. I think I'm overly excited about it. It's funny how I didn't care and now I really do care very, very much. Thunder and Joyce, I think England will sit back, which would be a big mistake. We can't do that, can we? We cannot sit back in this game. Well, I've just read through the team. You look at that team. All our strengths are in attacking positions. They really are. You look at the weak points in the team. For me, they're defensive and particularly central defensive, I think. I know, look, I think we can all agree that Harry Maguire has been better in this tournament than a lot of us thought. He comes in for a lot of stick, Harry Maguire. He's been better, hasn't he, in this tournament? However, this is what I think about it. I think one of his most shaky games has been the last game against Senegal. I really do feel that in that game, I think he got caught in every facet of the game, dribbling out from the back. He lost possession, passing out from the back. He lost possession. He got into a foot race against Dia. Dia really should have scored there. He was able to be dribbled past. He got beaten at one point in the air. Almost every facet of play, he made a mistake in. We can't have that today. One mistake, France are so good. Even though I haven't read the team out yet, but I can already see a couple of the players from the chat who are involved. We can't allow for that. And for that reason, I make Thunder. I'm sure Thunder is not his real name, but we'll call him Thunder. I make Thunder's point there absolutely true. If we are going to do anything against France, it's going to have to be because we unleash Saka and Kane and Foden and Bellingham upon them, which is really, which is, oh, sorry. I'm not, I don't normally click up the swearing bit. Beg your pardon. I'd only half read that before I clicked it off. That'll teach me. This game is not going to be decided in 90 minutes. Oh, I'll tell you what, I don't know where you are. Well, I understand you're watching either watching your phone or watching a laptop or something like that. But if that's the case, get the snacks in, get the peanuts in, the crisps. Say a bit better than peanuts and crisps, hopefully. Get those all in because we're going to be in for a long night. I don't think my nerves can take that, quite frankly. I really don't think my nerves can take that sort of thing. What have we got here? Walker and Maguire are wink links. Eddie means weak links. I think under normal circumstances, Walker's not particularly a weak link, but he's going to have his work cut out today. This is interesting. That's interesting. Do we defend so deep there's no space for Mbappe to run into? Very, very interesting there. Gary Page says Rice needs to have a massive man of the match performance. This is the one. You're absolutely right, Gary. He hasn't had to so far, has he? Declan Rice hasn't really had to stamp his authority on a game as yet, because let's be fair, we've had most of the game and most of the play. There were times that USA had a bit of momentum, but I felt they were mainly in wide areas. I felt with the US, and you didn't really feel that USA had a cutting edge. So again, I didn't feel that Declan Rice had to be at his absolute best as a defensive midfielder. I feel the one time that we have been cut open was when Iran scored their first goal, when the striker came on. I do feel Declan Rice and Maguire both got done for that goal. So we need a big performance from Declan Rice. We're going to have to defend much more than we have done. But we must attack. That's very, very important. Let's have a little look at the French team. We've got Hugo Lloris in goal. Koundé, Varane, Upamecano. Is that up and? I always call him Upamecanovic, but he's a very bloody good player. I know that much. Hernandez, good left back. Rabiot. I mean, he's a unit. He is a unit, Rabiot, and I know he's played for some of the very biggest clubs, but possibly not their best player. Hard to call him a weak link. Hard to call any of that team a weak link. The guy next to him, we don't want this fella getting too many touches of the ball. Bit of tumbleweeds. Been working on that one for the past 10 minutes. We have got Dembele, Ousmane Dembele, by the way. Not to be confused with other Dembeles. Is Antoine Griezmann sort of playing in the cheeky role, ghosting around and basically finding space, loading the bullets. Well, I was going to say for Giroud, for everybody. Kylian Mbappe, of course, on the left-hand side. Who could forget that? If you don't know that, you must have been, well, where have you been during this World Cup? I haven't watched that much of it, and even I know what he's done this World Cup. And, of course, Olivier Giroud, who's done remarkably well, Giroud, considering Benzema's a really big player for them. I thought Benzema was close to retiring 2 or 3 years ago, and he just, season one, it was actually his last season, really hit form, didn't he? Over 40 goals, I think, and, back to his very, very best. Big miss for France, but the biggest compliment you can pay Giroud is that they don't think they've missed him. They've not missed Benzema because Giroud has played so well. Little bit of interesting news, or should be interesting news, good news, is that Raheem Sterling has returned back to the squad and is on the bench. This is good from every aspect. Number one, Raheem Sterling is a hell of a player to have on the bench. Don't get me wrong, I would still bring, if we need a fast winger to come on, I'd still utilise Rashford. However, he's a good player. He can score a goal, and he's a likeable guy. He gets on. He's got, well, clearly the whole squad are unified, aren't they? A bit of a band of brothers, this squad. So that's going to be really good for team morale to see him come back, and that should have hopefully given the team, the squad, definitely a bit of a lift. Right then, boys and girls. Thank you. I can see the chat lots and lots. No, don't you? It's not your fault, Harry. You can swear in the. I don't mind people swearing in the chat. I don't like trolling and that. But you've never done it. You've been watching us for years, mate. No. It's my fault for clicking on it, mate. Don't worry about that. It's only because the time of day as well, and maybe there's little people watching, so to speak. That was my fault. That was not your fault. That was my fault. Right, where are we? A Celtic hammer. Celtic hammers there. Well, again, I've sort of probably clicked on something that he doesn't actually mean it, children. If there's probably no children watching this, but you know, look, you can't be too careful, can you? Anyway, this is really interesting. What are we saying here? I am not. I've got the kids next week, and I did try actually. I did try and get 3 tickets. Couldn't get 3 tickets for that, so unfortunately not. I wouldn't. I would have liked to have gone to that. Right? Should we have a little bet? Let's have a little bet. Let's not have a little bet. Let's have a big bet. What we're going to need for the bet, just in case some of you are joining this stream, you've never joined one of these streams before on Hammers Chat. What we usually do is we reveal the team lineups. We have a little chat about it, which we've done. Then what we do is we try and put a bet together, basically. So we'll predict the score, some goal scorers, some cards. We basically make not a totally unrealistic bet, so sort of like not 30-0, but we try and have a decent old scoreline, and then what we'll do is we'll have a phrase, we call it the phrase that pays, which you'll be able to type into the chat. And if that bet comes in, then basically 1 or 2 people in the chat who have typed in the phrase that pays win the money, basically. So that's what we do. So we have to compile the bet first. I'll tell you what I am going to do. I've seen Will in there. Rice to score. I like that. But before we do that, and I will do that, Will, I will absolutely do that because I think it will really boost the odds here. We need a scoreline, and I need a bit of a whopper, if truth be known. I've got in my mind what I think. Now, this is not necessarily what you think it will be. Not what you think it would be, but what is realistic. 1-0 is going to be really crap odds. Okay, so let's have a little something in there. I've got in my mind what it is, and let's have some goal scores. Okay, right. The first one I've seen is Nick 4-2 to England. 4-2 to England. I like it. We're not saying that will necessarily happen, but we want the bet to come in. We want the bet to be a little bit juicy. So whilst I am inputting, that's a great start, by the way. Let's have some goal scorers here. I'm already going to put in Declan Rice because Will had already said Declan Rice to score. And what we'll do is Declan Rice to score at any time during the match. I think let's not do him to score first and really hinder ourselves. Oh, this is really boosting the stats. Now, I think what I need, we won't bother with. Let's have a little look. Give me another goal scorer, please. Another goal scorer. Stone's goal. I like this, Greg. Greg, this is not bad here. This is not bad. This should really boost the stats. Really boost the stats. In fact, it boosts the stats so much I can't. He's so unfancied. I can barely see him on the page. He is there. He is there. Let's have a little look. Oh, right. That's not boosting it massively. Weird. Okay, we'll do a John. That's barely boosting it. That is barely boosting it, John Stones. We need somebody else to boost the score. So we'll put John Stones in there. I need one more. I need one more player. I'd say it, Glenn. It is Gonzo's bet is like Euro Millions. That's it. I'm not happy. I don't want to give someone 100 quid. I don't know what use is that. We don't want to give some 100 quid. Okay, I'm going to go with that. Let's put Foden on there as well. Now we're getting interesting. It's all important. This, blimey, they're stingy. They are stingy today. I'm not happy. I'm not happy with that. Basically, if I gave it to 2 people, it'd be like 150 quid each. This is not good. Pickford. I like someone said Pickford. Let's have a French goal. That's what we need. We need to pick one of French goal, and I'm not someone other than Mbappe, really, because I guess he's going to be their favourite massively. Well, actually, we could do it. In fact, it actually doesn't matter. I'm going to do Mbappe. Actually, you tell me, Mbappe or Giroud? Giroud. Okay, the first thing I've seen is the first one I've seen. Where has it gone? Sorry. Giroud. Okay, a couple of you said Giroud. We'll do Giroud. Let's stick Giroud in there. And just one more, just to really juice it up and make it really unlikely. I need a card, please, boys and girls. I need a card. I'll tell you what, James. Is that a card or is that a goal? That's interesting, isn't it? I don't know enough about France to know whether or not he gets subbed or not. Gary, I'm not doing an England player to get sent off. I like the bet. The bet is distracting me. I was nervous as hell when I started doing this video, so I got to thank you lot actually. He's right. He is right. You're right again. He's done it again. He's done it again. Okay, that's it. That's it. Player card. Kyle Walker just booked. Actually, there's no need to do it. It doesn't actually increase the odds at all. So I'm not going to do it. Right. So add that to the bet slip. Do I winning boost? Do I want to boost my bet by 25%? You're damn right. I want to boost my bet by 25%. I'm going to place that bet right now, and that bet is placed. There we go. That's done. Nice. Right. Here's the bet for you. Here's the bet. And someone's going to win some money here if all this stuff happens. Let's see how much I've mucked up. So, the full-time score will be 4-2 to England. Declan Rice to score any time in a match. John Stones to score any time in a match. Phil Foden to score any time in a match. I have actually mucked it up a little bit, I'm afraid, because I've also somehow done Harry Kane to score. And I am so sorry. I have mucked it up. Harry Kane, Phil Foden, John Stones, and Declan Rice. And we've named all four. I don't know how I managed that. I thought I clicked on Giroud. They're very close to each other on the page. That's that's my excuse. Okay. Now, if all those circumstances happen, two of you in the live chat, and there ain't many of you in the live chat, quite frankly, and I don't blame you, bearing in mind how terrible I really tried hard not to muck up then. I've got such a reputation for it now. Anyway, that's the bet. I don't know if the bet's for 90 or 120 minutes. You got me all confused. I'll put the bet on, I promise you. All right. I've put the bet on. Two people will win £750. Okay. If all those things happen, England win 4-2, and all those goal scorers score, two people who are going to type this phrase, which I'm going to utter in just a second, will win £750. And the phrase that pays, what the thing you have to type in the chat to be entered for this is, there's only one Dembele. There's only one Dembele. Get it typed in the chat. There's only one Dembele. If you do that and all those things happen, and Kane scores and Foden scores and we say Stones and Rice, and England win 4-2, I'll pick two people out of the live chat who have typed there's only one Dembele, and you'll both win. Well, you win 170. You win 750 quid each. There we go. There we go. That's the phrase that pays. That's not the phrase that pays, but he's having a laugh. There's only one Dembele. There's only one Dembele. That's lovely. Thank you very much for joining. I'd love to give you some money. As I understand it from earlier, I was out, so I haven't even watched the game from earlier, the West Ham game against the Udinese. I haven't watched it, but as I understand it, I might be wrong, Gio's bet is close to coming in. He'd like to give away £100. I might be wrong. But anyway, there you go. Listen, I'll be back here immediately. I'm not going just yet, but I'll be back here immediately after the game. Okay, immediately after the game. Whether it's 90 minutes, 120 minutes. There's been a lot of penalties, haven't there? What about Morocco, huh? I didn't know. I've been out all day. I literally didn't get back here until, I don't know, 5 o'clock or something like that. So yes, so I hear. So I hear. So I hear, Nick. I don't actually know the other goal scorers, actually, believe it or not. That's the only thing I do know. So I'll probably catch up with that game tomorrow. There's obviously so much going on with England tonight, isn't there? So it's funny. Ronaldo's tears tasted so sweet. I don't listen. I do understand. People don't like Cristiano. I don't have a problem with Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm not really. never been overly in that debate, to be fair. But did you see the geezer? Did you see the guy? Was it Otamendi? When like Godin doing all that to the Dutch players? Yeah, that was not too that was not too great, was it? Even though I've never been overly involved in this whole Messi and Ronaldo thing, I have to say I did find it. I saw there was a part of me that wanted Messi to go through, and because he is such a brilliant player, isn't he? So as I said, I don't tend to get too involved in opposition teams and opposition players, but he's a tremendous, absolutely a tremendous player. So I want to read this. This is interesting stuff. Did he's shaving all his hair? Wow, wow, wow. That's great. That's great. You'll have to let us know if he does that, actually. Okay, so Benny scored. Benny scored. Lanzini scored. There's only one Dembele. He didn't score. I'm surprised West Ham haven't signed a Dembele yet. There are many, many Dembeles. Oh, yes, that'd be lovely. Thank you. If you would like, stick the old thumbs up, click the thumbs up thing on the video. That'd be lovely. It just might. People aren't used to seeing England stuff on Hammers chat, so it might. When we get the review, it might alert a few more people that there's a review. So it might, like when someone's jumping on YouTube after the game, thinking I want to watch a review because so basically they might be thinking I want to watch someone ranting about the game, or I want to celebrate with somebody. It might help push us up the old algorithm, and we might be suggested as a video. Yeah, and you never know, to be fair. A few people watch the adverts and then lovely. Well, I get to buy a bigger turkey at Christmas. What's not to like? Well, unless you're the turkey. I guess if you're the big turkey, you don't want that. You're thinking, don't press the like button. I don't want to end up on that bloke's table at Christmas. They don't want me to have a small. They probably don't even want me to have a small chicken. A turkey probably just wants me to have like a nut roast or something like that. Hello, Fee? What are you saying? Did you see the Football Daily Cruise morning trying to pick out an 11 for Deck Mr. Cut? I didn't, but myself, Gio, and Charlie did one on Patreon yesterday. We picked a France and England combined 11. I didn't see that fee. I have been running around like a blue arse what's it today. Unfortunately, there's not. There's many. Not only are there many Gonzos, it's actually a category of something you shouldn't be watching, which I've only found out very, very late in life. Again, but there may be children watching. That's something for another day. Well, if I'm perfectly honest, and I will be perfectly honest, because there you go. I actually thought it would be like, I thought before I knew the draw or anything, I thought Portugal and France would probably be in the final. Obviously, clearly I've been wrong on one. Yes, basically. So clearly I'm wrong on that. So there we go. I hope it's England. I really do. But I've not watched that much of it. And what do you know? As the tournament was progressing, I thought, oh, Brazil are looking good, aren't they? But they've gone out as well. You just can't tell. You cannot tell. Well, you are very kind. Thank you very much. Thank you. To be fair, I probably know a lot less than them because I don't watch loads of other. I watch West Ham and I watch England. I don't pretend it's anything else really. Right before we go, I'm really excited. Jude Bellingham. I'm even praying. Look, I didn't even know that. I even did literally without. That was subconsciously. I start praying. Isn't it funny watching people in the crowd and the game's on? By the way, that's really funny. Anyway, they always seem to focus on someone absolutely elated with their face painted, someone in the depths of despair crying, or a lady with big boobs. That seems to be what they're focusing on. But I do find it. Each one is not equally amusing as the other. I would just like to say that. There is one on the Muppet Show. Actually, there's more. Just before we go, there's many. Because when I try and register, when you try and register for a name, like, you join whatever, a forum, or you've got to join something, and it will say, put your username in here. And I put Gonzo. I say, sorry, that's taken. Gonzo 1, sorry, that's taken. Gonzo 2. Hold on, what's going on here? And one time, I even did, right, do you know what I'll do? I thought West Ham Gonzo. So my username went West Ham Gonzo. Sorry, that's taken. What? Who would take that? Who? What? Come on. Anyway, there you go. I said I'd go. I find it very hard to end the video. Alcoholics Anonymous. Do I like Southgate? Um, I do like Southgate. I think he's a nice guy, but that's probably not what you're asking. Uh, I worry that he's too cautious. I worry that he won't really grasp it. We're about to find out. I would love Southgate. I'd get a Southgate poster in here if we win the World Cup. Maybe maybe not the full poster, but a little beer mat or there will be a badge. I'll get a Southgate badge which I'll pin to the wall. Let's put it that way. Anyway, listen, enjoy the game. Try and enjoy the game. I'm gonna go and switch it on now. So I've not even switched the telly on, so I'm gonna go and do that now. I'll be back here 1 minute after the final whistle. Thanks everybody for joining in, and I hope the bet comes in. Probably won't. I'll have to give some of you some money. Really would. I'm gonna end the stream now, and I will catch up with you hopefully in 90 minutes with a victory.